guys, hope you enjoyed your Christmas. Today I'm doing a New Year's Eve look, and it is more of a darker crease outline, and then obviously a winged liner with a red lip. It's not too over the top, but there is some gold and silver glitter, so if you like the look, go ahead and comment down below and keep on watching to see how I did this. Thank you. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Blurring Primer, and I'm just going to be putting that all over my face, mostly concentrating it in the T-zone, because that is one where I'm most textured, then also because I have been getting sick, so blowing my nose a lot, I have really rough skin right on the bottom, and then after that I just continue to rub it all over my face because it is winter and I have a really dry face, and my skin is dry anyways, but during the winter it's just a little worse. After that, I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in light beige. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, and then I just dot it all over my face as so. So I only use one pump. Very rarely do I use two, because one kind of just does it for me. And this foundation is kind of liquidy, which I like, and it's very blendable and easy to use. The brush that I'm using is the BH Cosmetics 123 Flat Top Buffing Brush, and with that brush I start out by dotting my face and just like dabbing the areas, and then afterwards I go back and use circular motions to make sure that it's all nice and blended out. I kind of go everywhere in my face, making sure to get it in the hairline, along my neck, and then on my ears as well, and then just go back and forth, making sure that it is all blended out. After that, I start using concealer, and I'm going to go under my eyes, around my nose, and my forehead, the center of my nose, and then my chin and the corners of my mouth, because I do have some dark spots right there. So just like any of the problem areas, because I wasn't going for a super full coverage look, I didn't get the blemishes that I had. I mean, obviously they're still there, but they're covered up enough for my liking. The concealer that I used is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in medium light neutral. And then I'm using the BH Cosmetics 128 Small Deluxe Blending Brush, and I kind of prefer this brush over a beauty blender because, one, I always forget to dampen the beauty blender, and then also because I feel like this one really blends out my concealer well, and it's just a lot faster, for me at least. I feel like the beauty blender takes quite a while and you just go back and forth, and this one I really like, so it gets the job done the way I like it. So after I finish that, I'm going to set it with the Bella Pierre Banana Powder, and I got this in my Ipsy bag. And then I'm using a Real Techniques setting brush just to set under my eyes and all the places that I concealed. I don't really bake, I just set the face rather than baking, because I usually do my makeup when I'm running out of time, so I kind of don't bake it too much. Also, because I do have dry skin, as I said before, then I don't want it to look overly dry or cakey at all. After that, I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild translucent powder, and I use this one to set the rest of my face. Because I don't have a powder right now that matches my skin tone. The one that I have is a little too dark for me, so I'm using this one until I get that, but this one works very well. As you saw when I lifted it to the camera, I use it quite a lot, especially during the winter, and it sets my face pretty well, so I like it, and I got this one at my local CVS. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. And then I just put that on my lids, and then I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Paris palette. It's a limited edition Christmas 2015 palette, and I'm going to be using the color Cobblestone with a BH Cosmetics number 12 blending brush. So as you can see, I'm just going into the crease and kind of dragging it up. I'm not getting it on the lid too much, just because I want a nice blended crease color. After that, I'm going to go in with my Buxom custom palette with the color Big Spender, and this actually came out a little bit darker than I expected, but using the Michael Vincent E33 blending brush. I still liked the color payoff. These ones are super pigmented. So I'm just going to go back and forth and deepening that crease color and making sure that it's nice and blended out. After I go in with the first color, I'm going to go back in with that, what was it? With the number 12 blending brush and further blend out the colors, making sure I didn't add any extra product on it, so I just go back in and blend it all. Now going in with the Sephora Matte Metallic Eyeshadow Palette that was from this year, this year's Christmas. So I'm going to be using the first shade. These ones don't have any names on them, so it was just shade number 1, and I'm using the Michael Vincent E10 small blending brush, and again deepening that crease color. Trying not to get it on the lid too much. I do go a little bit in the outer corner, but try not to get it on the lid. Now using a Crown C224 oval concealer brush, I'm going to be going in with the same Sephora palette and using the number 6 shade, and that one's a silvery color, and I'm using that just to tap it onto my eyelid and not give it such a cut crease, but just so you can see the difference between the shimmer and the matte colors that we're doing today, and that's what's going to give you that New Year's twist. So with the silver color, do not put it all over the lid. You want to put it like halfway on the lid, concentrating it on the inner corner, because inner corner to middle part of the eyelid, because we're gonna go in with the gold color and kind of put it like on top and towards the outer corner. And that one is shade 5 of the Sephora palette. And I'm just using the same C224 oval brush from Crown, just because I feel like that one helped blend the colors a little more, especially in the center. Going back with my E10 shade brush and the shade number 1 from the Sephora palette, I'm going to deepen that crease again and making sure that that the colors didn't blend too much, because I do want that separation of them. So I'm going to go back in and deepen the crease, and this is the Michael Vincent E10 brush. And then going back in with the Michael Vincent E33 blending brush, I'm just further blending the colors and making sure everything is nice and blended. And I think with this one I did add a little bit more of the Big Spender color, just to, you know, blend the colors a little further. Now going in with the Beige Cosmetics 101 blending brush, I'm using the shade 4 from the Sephora palette and putting that as my brow highlight. Because I do have shimmer on the eyelid, I didn't want to do too much shimmer on the brow, so I used a matte color, but it's still lighter, so it is a bit of a highlight. After I'm done with the upper part of my lid, I'm going to go in with the E10 and shade 1 for the under eye outer corner part of the eye, and I'm just blending that in and then connecting the 2 corners together, and then again blending it. After that, I'm going to go in with the Beige Cosmetics 105 pencil brush with the shade 6 of the Sephora palette, and I'm going to use that on the inner corner and then just connect the outer corner to the inner corner of the lower eye, so it's going to be a nice blended between the shade 6 and shade 1 from the Sephora palette. Now going with my 124 Beige Cosmetics brush, it's just a tapered face brush, and I'm just wiping away any fallout that I had. Back to the face, I'm going to be using, again, Beige Cosmetics Studio Contour Palette, and these don't have names for the colors, but I'm going to be using the Michael Vincent F51, the large powder brush, to first bronze my face. I'm going to use that lighter shade. It's more of a fawn color, because I am lighter right now due to winter, so I'm going to use that just to bronze my face first and get like a nice base for myself. So I use that in the cheekbones and then up on the forehead, and just blend it out because I don't want it to be super dark. After that, I'm going to use a darker color from the same palette, and it's just the shade right next to it, and that one has a bit of a warmer tone. and I use that to further darken my contour. And that one I'm concentrating more on the cheekbones and then on the forehead. I don't really go into the corners too much and like around the face, but mostly concentrating on the cheekbones just to further that, like deepen the contour, I guess. And it's not a super clean contour either, just because I wanted a more natural face look. And then I do put that on the bottom part of my nose and then kind of on the sides, but not too much, because I don't like a fully sculpted nose, and I don't want my nose to look darker than my face, I guess. Okay, for eyeliner, I'm using the NYX Vital Liquid Liner in black, and I start by drawing the outer corner of the eyeliner and then just draw a line to attach the two lines together, I guess. Do your eyeliner however you want. I prefer winged liner, so I'm just gonna go in and just keep thickening that wing, and then also making sure the lines are nice and crisp, so and even. So that's what I'm doing here. And for me, it does take me a little while to do my eyeliner because I'm kind of a perfectionist. So like whenever I do my eyeliner, I always go back and forth looking. For mascara, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I really like this mascara because it really full layers out your eyelashes without making them look clumpy. So this is my favorite mascara. Now going back to the face, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Paris palette with the Stardust shade for my blush, and it's a really nice pink color, but it's not super pink, because I'm using warmer colors on my eyes. I didn't want to go for a frosty cheek color. So I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics 126 Precision Blush Brush, and I just go very sparingly with the colors, so there's not a lot of color payoff. So what I do is start by dabbing it onto the apples of my cheeks and then up to the corners, and then so I dab it and then just blend it in, and then to once again blend the colors in, because this look is all about blending. I'm going to go back in with the darker shade to deepen that contour again with the F51 Michael Vincent brush, and then just get the desired look that I want. So everything's nice and blended, and then just make sure it's what you want, I guess. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Balm Mary Loumanizer highlight with a Crown stippling brush. This one didn't have a number on it, but it is by the Crown Brushes company. So I prefer the stippling brush because I feel like it gives me a little more precision on my cheeks. But that's just my preference, and because I don't really use highlighter a whole lot, I prefer more matte shades, I guess, and matte faced looks. So when I do use highlighter, I just use it on my cheekbones and then a little bit on my nose. For my eyebrows, I'm using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Brow Palette, and first I'm going to be using the dark brown gel color and a BH Cosmetics 107 small angled brush. So I start off by brushing my brows upwards, and then I just go in and fill any areas that I feel are sparse. I do have thicker brows already, so it's just to even them out because they are a little uneven. No matter how many times I try to pluck them evenly or grow them evenly, they just don't come out even. So that's what I'm doing here. I start off at the upper part of my brow and then draw the tail end, because my the ends of my eyebrows are pretty thin compared to the beginning of my eyebrow. So I like to draw the tail end first and then go towards the inner part just to make everything look nice and smooth. After that, I'm going to be using a black brow powder because my eyebrows are a little darker and my hair is dark brown, but my eyebrows look black. So the bottom of my hair color right now is black because I dyed it that way, but just so it looks a little more natural and fits, and it's not too different but not too dark either. That's why I use the two colors. To set my face, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, and I just give myself a couple spritz around my face, make sure that I get like everything, and then I kind of like let it dry. For my lips, we're going to be doing a red lip, so I'm using the Jordana lip liner in the shade number 1 Classic Red. So I start off by underlining the bottom part of my lip and then going in at the cupid's bow and just drawing an X and then filling in the lines from there. So it's kind of like a connect the dots game. And then so I just fill in the lines, make sure everything is nice and even, blot my lips a little bit, and then start filling in the rest of my lip. You could leave it right here, but I like to use lip liner as a base to keep on the lip color a little longer. I feel like it helps. For the lips, I'm going to be going in with Elizabeth Mott Colors Bay Lip Lacquer in Red Chili, and this one I got in my December Ipsy bag, and oh my gosh, it is one of my favorite red colors because it's this beautiful bright red color. It stays on all day long, and it doesn't feel chalky at all or like crusty, I guess. It's like chapstick, honestly. It feels like you're putting chapstick on, but the color payoff is amazing. So this is the look after I'm done doing my lip. But yeah, so what I do is I just make sure that I have everything filled in and then clean up any spots. You could go in with concealer to make the lines nice and crisp. I didn't for this look, but that's why I have the lip liner. But this is the look, so if you like it, go ahead and like and subscribe.